New characters are dropping left and right. Mai's bringing her talent to Street Fighter 6. Swing swords like Conan, well, as Conan in MK1. Strive takes an unexpected L. Plus, we're breaking down some of the Evo lineup and awards. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. We are back on our new schedule for this year, 2025. I am Crash, and with me, I've got Static G in the building holding us down for this episode. What is going on, sir?
What's up? I'm glad to be back, and man, a lot has happened. And the one time we start 2 weeks, it's just everything is just here.
We start. You know what? This is why we do it, baby. This is why we do it. We ended up once again, guys. This is our new schedule. We're doing bi-weekly, and it looks like it already worked out pretty well for us because a lot of things came out, a lot of events, unexpected things came through, and we were able to, we're able to kind of get into it all into the show and talk about it. Because sometimes it gets difficult when you don't have when there's some of those dry spells.
And you know what? It helps when on those days where they're like announcing something for the day after we record. So definitely
hopefully to avoid
that. We broke the curse with that one.
Hopefully we avoid it in the future. But one thing we're not going to avoid is talking about things like these leaks, or rather really the worst kept lineup in history. We're just going to jump right into it and just talk about Evo. Man, we got it. Evo 2025, Evo Prime, Evo Original, OG, whatever you want to call it. We've got our lineup. Unfortunately, for some of us, we knew about it I think it was like a week or so.
The week prior, yeah. Because I don't know how soon you can notify that you can put a YouTube video up.
Yeah.
But whoever's idea it was to put the thumbnail they basically wanted after it, they put that thumbnail the day that week out.
That's a lesson learned right there. Yeah. That's a lesson learned right there. I honestly, because of the leak, I really just forgot completely. I thought it was like the night of. That's why I was like, oh, that's funny. They announced it, before the show that happens. Oh, it happens, and people watch the stream. And then like a week later, I started noticing on my timeline, like, oh, awards coming up. I'm like, bro, like we already know. You might as well just like do it now. Like I don't know why you wanted to wait.
I needed deets.
Yeah, true. And deets we got. Deets we definitely got from
once it got leaked. Why not just you had the video started? But you know what?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
You know what? Your sponsors, Chipotle's, all of that stuff. Those codes that you put in the video don't happen. I got my 2 Chipotle codes. I'm happy. So you know what? It makes some sense because websites aren't. Yeah, exactly. Websites aren't active. Blah blah blah. But womp.
Oh well, it is what it is. But it still doesn't mean we can't talk about it. So for our top, top 8, got no pun intended. We'll talk about that. But our big 8 that's coming out for Evo this year. We've got no surprise on some of these, right? Street Fighter 6,
exactly.
Tekken 8, Strive continues, obviously. Grand Blue, I'm very happy to still see Grand Blue in main stage. Still to this time, I still feel Grand Blue is it's still undervalued, underrated in the shit that game has been able to weather. But that's another rant for another stream.
I gotta be honest, it was also sort of took precedence over Guilty Gear. I was surprised it was announced before it.
It was.
I'm not saying Guilty Gear should take a backseat, but I think it's just the how do I say? I think it's the crowd of it. Like, we know the popularity is going to probably go towards Guilty Gear, unless, depending on the latest patch, what's going to happen now.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
But then Grand Blue's also getting a new character and a couple more as well. So they've got a bunch, and they also have a fan base from other games that they have. So good for them. Good for them to continue on and keep it on. But again, no surprise, honestly.
Under Night 2. Yeah. Under Night 2, gotta show love. I don't think that. I mean, I know some people be like, yo, that's like 3 anime games already. It's like, yeah, but times change, baby. Times change. It used to be just maybe do a 1-off or 2. Now it's like it's a 3 at minimum at the moment.
It's either that or Dragon Ball.
Yeah, exactly. One of them has to fill the bill. Mortal Kombat 1, somebody got paid. No. That's what some people are saying. Some people are like, yo, why is this game still making finals on Evo? Yo, you can joke on MK1 all you want, but bro, you can't deny the game. Just the audience for the game is insane. you can always put it up. And the casual side, the stranglehold it has on that.
Yeah.
Once again, you can't argue about it. You can get mad at it all you want. And trust, we're going to say some shit about the animations later. But, and how it presents certain things at times. But like the game, it's got a part in our culture, man. And MK1 being up there, I'm for it. Will it be the last year?
I have a feeling they've got to have something up their sleeve to announce, because we're hearing all these rumors about how the game is maybe dead on arrival now, like it's been put on discount really big, and like we've got
season 3 is done, right? Like canceled, and all this other stuff
coming out, or Conan, and now T1000, and now what are we gonna get from Evo? Are we getting another announcement of a game? Actually, at this point, I'm not even awaiting announcements, because Evo's not the place for announcements anymore, I don't think. But
I don't know. I think we'll still get some. We'll definitely get something at Evo. I just, I'm not sure if it's, an Injustice 3 or something like that, but we'll see. I think MK1, depending on how Conan comes on, like the latest patch and all these new things that we're going to talk about later, turns out it might be the little shot of adrenaline it needed.
True.
As long as, come on, just show me the fatality, show me the gore, show me the good stuff. And then rounding out the throwback, right? The OG game to make the rotation.
No surprise.
Not really surprised, like leak or not, like hug that cab. Marvel 2. Marvel 2, baby. It's happening. Great time to come back, because I've been actually, funny enough, I've been watching Duck Dub, like been playing recently. He goes under Vader. Right? Duck Vader, Spiral player. Duck Vader on Twitch. He's like Grandmaster or some shit, or Warlord or something, insane ranked. But so we're gonna be seeing potentially some OGs. I'm more interested in New Bloods coming out for this game myself.
So we're gonna talk about the awards shortly, but he's gonna be one of the 4. That's Yipes, Justin, Duck, and Sanford at the Evo Awards Showcase Exhibition Marvel 2 thing they're having. So keep that in mind.
A classic. But Marvel 2, man. Marvel 2 is gonna be hyped to watch. I'm wondering. I'm trying to take a bet, or trying to see if I can make a bet or a pool as to if it's gonna be the shortest finals we ever get. Because son, like, this game is fast. This game is fast. Will it have the most amount of ads being played in between matches?
Well, if it's going to be, no doubt it's going to be played on the collection. And
you think so?
People are still. I don't think so. I say no doubt, but I'm like 99%.
Was Third Strike played on a collection of some kind? No, Third Strike was played on. No, it was done on original cabinets, right? Remember, because we talked about like the custom build cat.
Yep.
I feel like they have to go the same route here. I mean, what really would be a difference in playing it with the collection, right? Well, like the collections, supports 69, a couple of different aspect ratios, but they're not going to want to play that, right? You're not going to want to play that version.
When it comes to older games, there's a lot more technicalities that come with how you play the game in an arcade versus how you play a game on. And now, again, the actual Marvel collection is arcade perfect, apparently, but at the same time, there's also the glitch for letting your other character come in first. So, for instance, you pick 3 characters. When you switch characters on the tunnel screen, the character you switch in, if you hold a button, the button will come out on its first active frame. So Mega Man and Shuma both have 1-frame buttons, and they will always hit no matter what. If you are not doing something that can fight them. I don't know if I think Magneto also has the 1-frame.
Crouching low is 1 frame.
Yeah, it's okay, right. And Storm also has one. So like, if you ever see like Sanford, like some of those matches of like Sanford and like Smooth Viper playing, and you see their storms come together and then like hit each other and blast away, that's them sort of like trucing with each other to both do the trade. It's mind game heavy, and then you have to reset the game and start and pick over and blue screen. So there's potential that it can happen for a while, like that they can reset a lot of times. I don't know how the old school rules go.
Listen, man, I just want to see some goddamn infinites. I want to see the dirt. I want to see how Twitch chat, like, people, Marvel 2 is not a mystery to a lot of people. People know the legends. They've seen the clips, but to actually experience it, I'm like super interested to see how, when they see the dirt, when they see the infinites, the unblockables, the guard breaks, all that shit, and they go like, and people still smile like, yeah, we're cool. It's fine.
Dude, I'm more excited for this than I was for Third Strike because I knew Third Strike was gonna go towards the, Ken and Yun and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like maybe a Sean here and there because Chris G did get 9th place with the Sean. So like
Shout out to him.
yeah. So like there's those potentials of those characters in that, but in Marvel 2, like you have to pick top tier unless you're like doing the Clockwork way, like Strider, Doctor Doom, Sentinel.
I must say it on the other side. I think we're going to see, because I think it's going to be, actually, we're going to have more variety than you think until we get to like the pinnacle, I say.
Top 8.
Top 8-ish, top 6 is like when I feel like there's going to be, the pool is going to be six characters, like at most, right? Like, I think we're going to see enough variety up to there, but
then you got Josh 360s and your Iron Mans and there's the dude who picks Iron Man, War Machine, and Sentinel. I think it is.
Yes, yeah.
It's just
all
like
machine,
guard break, like.
Dude, yeah, I'm very, very excited. Marvel 2 is going to be a fun game to watch. Hopefully, if you're there in person, also to experience that is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I've never been
create a new Marvel moment like how we did with Third Strike in last year, and we have I don't know, Justin come back, or maybe this time Yipes comes back on Justin or some shit. That'd be crazy.
I've never been to an Evo with Marvel 2, so I'm excited.
On a main stage, that is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you've played Marvel 2 at Evo before.
What do you mean? Like
haven't you competed at Marvel? Yeah.
No.
I felt like I felt like you have.
I've gone since 2014, and Marvel's never been a mainstay. Marvel 2.
No, yeah,
Marvel
not
3,
a main,
obviously.
Yeah, not a mainstay, but I mean, I felt like you played it on the side or something.
The only community bracket I've ever played was in Marvel 3 just now. This past team.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So besides that, those being your top 8, or rather your big 8 that are gonna be showing up for the finals and all. There's actually something like kind of new, kind of like. I'm still trying to understand a little bit. Like we have the extended lineup and not even the full extended lineup that they're doing, which they announced some additional games that are getting some limelight. So it's like traditionally in Evo, people look at it in just 2 ways. Your game is either makes it to Sunday, which is a big finals game, right? Which is like the culmination of the event, the most popular games, the most eyes, crazy, competition. Not to say they don't all have competition, but they're the ones a lot of people have their eyes on.
Yeah.
And you bet like whether or not your game makes it. And sometimes that's a make or break for some people. If they go like, oh my God, my game's not even in finals, like I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
There's some stigma behind it, right? You didn't make it. They're doing something called an extended lineup where they're adding some additional games. So it's like that weird in between where it's like, is it a Sunday game, but is it not a Sunday game in main stage? I don't recall details in the video explaining that, but we do have Rivals of Aether 2, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, so get some Virtua Fighter love, makes sense. King of Fighters 15. Oh, which by the way, actually, sorry, I forgot to bring up Fatal Fury.
Oh yeah, City of the Wolves.
City of the Wolves, because some people were speculating, oh, well, we get a double, SNK game finally in Evo finals or something. Like, will it be a world of Final Fantasy, King of Fighters 15? And City of the Wolves up now. New kid on the block is taking it. The new is coming in. The old is out. I don't know. It is what it is, though.
Yeah,
like
Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's go.
Yes. Please, still, I'm trying to understand what's going on there. We have yet to find out what that reveal was. So King of Fighters 15 will still be in the extended lineup. Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, and KI. Notice that's only 5. We actually still have another 3 that are going to be revealed February 15th on another stream. Or
that's during the awards.
The awards, thank you. I was like, stream. I was like, what is it again? Oh yeah, the awards, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, those are the games they announced. But other announcements that came through, man. We've been saying the word 8 this whole time. Top 8's coming back.
There's no reason for there to not be top 8.
I thought the whole point. I mean, I'm still trying to find the justification, which there is some lines there, right? Like once you get to certain games, maybe length of games, right? When you're like TOing, when you're organizing a tournament, there are a lot of variables you're taking into it, and game length, you know, your average match, all that stuff. You got to get approximations as to how long a day's worth is, right? There's a lot of this that goes into the logistics of it. I thought when they first announced top 6, the idea was like, oh, it's because of the games themselves, or maybe they were trying to maybe crack more games into finals, like pack more. Because once again, like I said, there was like that stigma that was always like, oh, either my game makes it or not. And as a way to kind of embolden communities and such, like, all right, listen, man, we could do top 6 and allow a game, you know, to come in. Because if you say 4 games now are top 6, that's a top 8 slot. Technically, you just created a full top 8 slot you created for someone. Even though technically you only need a top 6, so it's above that with some buffer room. But unfortunately, like the thing that happened there is that like being top 6 kind of felt like it robbed some people.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you make it an 8th or 7th, now it didn't feel as good as making it, even though it's still the runs Evo and you made fucking top 8. Like that is major worthy. You're still major or paid. 2 major worthy, and you're still getting paid. But it's like you're not there,
but you're not listed on stage.
Exactly. Which for some people that's their dream,
right?
To make it.
Escalante got 7th, tied for 7th, didn't get on the main stage.
Damn. But top 8 has made its return, which I think it's great. It's a good format, and maybe this is the extended lineup is what I'm suspecting, is just being able to still make that, you know, that effort to kind of bridge to other communities or other games that maybe aren't as big, but still give them that love.
Before moving on to, if we were moving on, by the way, they also did announce, because we do want to get to our break real quick, but they did announce that they will be having the arena, the makeshift arena, to be a separate ticket as well.
No more bundles?
No, there wasn't a bundle. It was just, well, it was bundled in with your main ticket. But you had to get in there and get in there first come, first serve. This time it's you have your seat, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it's still a retraction from actually being in the stadium, because the stadium was the how do I say? It was the next level for us back in 2016, and we were there all the way until 2022, I believe, or 23, and then we go back to just more sort of smaller.
Listen, all I know is I want center stage already.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, center stage. The first year
center stage was the
fantastic.
best. I don't want to turn my neck. I don't want to do this.
Right.
For like however long, because like the homies over here and we're like, huh, looking at all the screens that way. But when it was center stage and everyone was just, I think that was just a better look. Like I'm a still, you know, I'm a die on this hill. I think that was the best layout Evo ever had.
If we want to get bigger, like, dude, use like the MGM, use T-Mobile Arena. Like, just get everybody in there. Just get everybody in there.
Use the globe. Use the big old ball.
Use the Raiders where they're gonna have WrestleMania. No, I don't.
Bro, I was gonna say, I was like, man, it's such a missed opportunity if they don't put the Marvel 2 like character select screen on the ball. 100%. But do you know how much? Do you know how much money
that is a concert venue, dude?
Yeah,
that
you know how much money that takes. Yeah. One day.
I mean,
one day, if I ever become rich, I will burn the money just to show that on there.
Just tell Kadia Gaming, just throw your money in here, no problem.
Got the perfect marketing technique for you.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Well, we're gonna go there in a sec, but yeah, Evo 2025, we got the main lineup set up, but we still once again have some more for the extended lineup to still be announced. What about, how's your game? Did your game end up making it into the final cut? Let us know. I'm gonna be putting that up as the poll for you guys this week. See if you're happy with what they came out with. We'd love to hear the feedback there. And we'll see if there's any games that make their last hurrah on this one. It's always like the bet that you always make, the pool. It's like, okay, this game made it this year. It's like, it's not making it next year. It's done. It's over. The doomsayer is on it. But in the meantime, though, we're gonna be taking a quick break. When we come back, we're talking Evo Awards coming in February. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. We just got off talking the lineup for Evo 2025. I'm here to formally let you guys know that we will be nominated for Evo 2026 awards. Just letting you guys know right now it's happening, and there's a reason for that. We'll get into it in a second. But hey, Evo Awards, that actually came from Ja. Like, Ja's logic is pretty spotless when it came to that. Evo Awards, though, man, we got the site is up, or rather the portion of the site is up, and the nominations are up, right? Nominations are up for voting, and everything is ready to be voted until February 2nd. So this is just from what we assumed was just going to be more like, it's a celebration, but I thought it was like a celebration of like a prior year of certain things. I mean, we're doing some good things. Like they got the Hall of Fame stuff going on, right? Where they have Hall of Fame nominees for different games, I believe, right?
Yes.
Or is it in general?
What was that?
Like the Hall of Famers, like are they doing it by game? Like I saw some of them on my timeline.
The Hall of Fames are different. It's right now Daigo and Justin, and then they had I think 2 that they were teasing, and one of them is Tokido that was announced. The second one I don't know who. I don't know if there's. I thought it was for. Let me see. Legend has joined the Evo Hall of Fame. Evo Awards show shine a spotlight on incredible contributions made to the individuals from standout players. Okay, and yeah, Justin, Daigo. This year, 3 individuals will be joining. Okay, so I said 4. It's 3. Justin, Daigo, and then they announced Tokido will be the third. The third
one. Okay, so it's just they're just getting inducted into the Evo Hall of Fame, right? Kind of like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame deal. Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
cool. That I'm cool with. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That one's fine. But yeah, so you go check out evo.gg/awards. You get thrown into a splash page of all the different categories, and some of these, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of these hit. I think some of these are like misses, and some of these are just odd. But not odd in a sense of being picked. It's just odd because of just how the fighting game scene is. Off the rip, best button I thought was funny.
I think you can. I don't know about best button. Like, and then a lot of these go throughout the entire. Yeah, but a lot of this goes throughout the entire year of the game of just the year. Okay, entire year. Get it?
Some of them aren't even applicable anymore, huh?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Luke's Crouch Medium Punch wasn't really a big deal after the patch, after Combo Breaker. Dash Light was also nerfed for Grand Blue Fantasy. Johnny Cage Forward 3. Nobody plays. Let me stop.
Does anyone even know that's a thing?
Ken Crouch Medium Kick. I mean,
someone call Mike Metroid.
I mean, Ken Crouch Medium Kick is cool and all, but Stand Fierce is more of a problem. Like, I don't feel like any of the Dragunov Ignition Switch Quarter Forward 4. I don't hear people talking about that. I hear people talk more about heat gauge.
I was about to say they should have just said heat. Anything applicable to anybody. Like that's your best button is whatever starts your heat engaging.
But Dash Light Attack, everybody has one. I mean, if you want to talk about best whatever, you better talk about like Guilty Gear's Quarter Forward Dust. What is the move? Force whatever.
Wild Assault.
Thank you. That.
Yeah, Wild Assault. Soul Standing S.
No, that's already been nerfed 4 years ago.
That is true. Very good point.
Oh, that's the Geobron button.
Yeah, it should have been. I feel like it should have been more like mechanics. They should have gone a little bit. Like I felt like I got the direction, but instead of button, they should just gone with mechanic because that's what people like go towards more. Because buttons could be subjective. Some could be like they're outright outlandish. Don't get me wrong. There are some that are just war crimes.
Best
understandable.
Button, anything Ramlethal. No,
right? Like ram from all sides, like any button, like good. Like she could populate all five slots here, and I actually wouldn't even argue. I'd be like, yo, they're onto something. So yeah, some of these they range. Some of them are like pretty standard, like good ones, like best cosplay. Cool, yeah, absolutely. There's some incredibly creative people that show up to events looking damn near like they were plucked out the fucking game. So you know, got nothing, no problem there. Best game release, you can apply that too, right? You can take it within the year, right? This one even you can, I think you even have a little bit of a little bone to pick there because we got like Tekken 8, we got the classic collection, Under Night 2, Rivals of Aether 2, and then
best game release.
Then Street Fighter 6 Season 2 DLC. It's kind of like the Dark Soul or the Elden Ring DLC best game like controversy all over again.
Also, what was funny was that Street Fighter didn't even have like a showcase in their announcement video, but every other game sort of did. And like Street Fighter sort of like wants to be put in this pool like, hey, we have a new game that's not finished coming out. Like why is this even under best game release when it came out? Like, it's all right, Street Fighter. You don't got to be in everything. It's cool. It's okay, but
if they wanted to lean on the memes of things, they should have put multiverses back on.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. I said that too. It's so funny.
That would have pissed so many people off. Yeah. But hey, you'd be right.
Right, but
you'd be right.
This isn't a game release. It's okay if you don't have 5. If you don't have 5, you want 4, put 4. Like, put Sifu in there. Like, no.
Yeah. Put Sifu in there or something. You know, it needs a redemption.
But yeah, Elena and Mai aren't even out until this. And like, and if you hit view details, it says Season 2 Street Fighter 6 DLC added fan favorites Akuma and Bison, mixed first ever SNK crossover characters Terry and Mai. No comment about Elena. Yeah, and Akuma was in Season 1. So,
get him! Damn, with the technicalities. Yeah, damn. Yeah, Akuma was Season 1. But come on, Evo. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? So it kind of, the more you go into it, the more you kind of see a couple of things that you'd be like, really?
Congratulations, Tekken 8. No,
congratulations, Tekken 8. Absolutely, yeah. Tekken 8 should win, to be perfectly honest. I'm pretty sure Tekken 8 should be winning this. Let me see. We've got Best Local. That's tough, bro.
But it's also online, so that's weird, but whatever.
But yeah, TNS Online, all love to Tom and the team.
Yes. I mean, they should win.
This isn't to knock them off or anything, but like, it's online.
Yeah.
Local. What is a local? We had this discussion earlier. I went to my first local out here finally. I got myself a nice. Actually, I don't have it on me, but yeah, I got. Hold up.
Nope, he's grabbing something for all you listeners that are, for those that are listening.
Don't worry, my play's a mess. I got one of these finally in here. Got a nice little 30th anniversary Houtpot P12 Pros because I needed something to actually finally get a chance to play. I went to my first local and we talked about it and it was fun, all this. And when I said, oh yeah, it was online, you went, what was the first thing you asked? You said, I thought you said it was a local.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm like, bro, like
issues. You said you had network issues, and I was like, wait, you had what?
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. If you're gonna put locals up, it needs to be something I could see my opponent. Like, so, I have a bone to pick with this one, man. And you should have done best online tournament then.
Yeah. But then you have NLBC that's still there. Takai Tuesday is there.
Yeah.
And About Dojo in Paris, France is there. So obviously you have like some sort of note there. But Casa Bunch, by the way, every Thursday, still going, does the ladder. People like ladder, go ahead and do the ladder.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. I mean, that should be an best online community or best online tournament.
Exactly.
And then, but for local, NLBC is always there. Like, what is Wednesday Night Fights doing? And Alex, so I was also like with Chris G in his chat last night, going to sleep at like 3 a.m. for some reason. Alex Valle was there and he's talking about the West Coast tournament. I said, there's no West Coast tournament noted here either. So like, is there anything even happening on West Coast? Like, is there something in Seattle based FGC? And he did say that they're having something, but again, there's not that many people going to offline tournaments that are, dare I say, on a weekly basis getting those viewerships.
Yeah, that's why this category for me is like a stretch in like the worst way, because it's not a stretch to find locals.
Right.
Like we can probably think of at least, I could think of 2 to 3 out here. And I'm based out in fucking, I'm out in Germany and I'm still fresh out and I could think of in-person events out here. You go to one every week that could easily take us off. Like, yo, they're going there. And instead of, and the thing is, it shouldn't have just kept it to just like 5. You have an opportunity to make it so many because so many people go to so many different ones or know, and they don't have to necessarily have to always have gone there to like it. They could have been like, okay, it's an online local, but I also watch it. Like if the lab was there, I'd vote for the lab.
Yeah,
I've gone to the lab, but like it's constant. It's a local. It hits all the marks.
It's not community. I'll be honest. None of these nominations, you can go to commentary, you can go to this, best, I don't know why there's like 2 commentary topics or whatever.
There's like 3.
Like the best
there's
duo.
Like 3 or 4, dog.
And like a lot of this just doesn't feel like it's sort of community based, like community thought, community ran, and they wanted to go back to grassroots. This feels almost opposite of that. And
I mean, a part of me is like, once again, we're not knocking that online events.
I'm not talking about the
here.
local. I'm talking about the nominations. The entirety list.
The entirety. Oh,
doesn't feel community based.
All right, let me close out on this. The locals one, I think it was a miss. You should have made it online and then should have made it local. In person, online, 2 different categories. All right. Yeah, there definitely, some of these categories. Thanks for putting up on the commentator. So we got best dressed, best commentary of the year, best on-air duo, and I think that's 4.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, on these 4, you're gonna get like a majority of the same names just getting put up like in different in just different categories for that. Like, and then they're like, with best duos, you're kind of just making combinations of that duo of the same person in other combination. It gets weird. It gets weird. Like, it should just been one commentary. What they should have done is best commentary and then best up and coming commentary. If you want to support the people that are out there that are also putting in, not just like the high levels, don't get me wrong. Again, this is not a knock on the work that the top of the top is doing, but they're already established. They're already there. The awards is an opportunity to put on showcase more talent. Why not put up the best up and coming, your zeros, any of the cast from the TNS that have been like working,
Proxy, Southpaw Flash. You can talk about oh man, what's his name? Romulus. What's his name? Rome that does
himself.
KOF. Yeah, Rome himself. Exactly.
There was so many you could put on here that isn't, once again, not a shot, but it isn't your Yipes, isn't your Sage Amps, your Tasty Steves. Like we know these names. It's okay. Like, we get it. They're killers, Vicious, all them, Justin Wong, killers, got it. But you gotta kev some new blood in and showcase them too and give them a chance, because being nominated for this is what could project them out. Right? And they put in just as much, if not at times more work, because they have to make it. Some of these guys have already made it, and they're like, they got a bit of an easier, opportunity to get in on things because they're already branded. Like, you should have just, I would have done an up and coming for sure.
And for match of the year, I mean, honestly, it should have just be like community voted, like community chosen. Like, give us a community chosen nomination so that everybody can vote on their favorite match, so that they can also look up those matches. I mean, yes, you can look up these matches, but Punk versus Big Bird, was it as good as, like, I don't know, the fact that you had Ending Walker versus who was it? Who was the other Ed player? Was it? Was it as good as that match in top 4? Like, I don't know. Was it Tokido? I think it was? No, Tokido wasn't.
It's kind of tough. No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Ken.
Tokido.
Oh God, who was the other Ed player? I don't remember. But those examples, like Hayao and Frankie are going to be the only ones that win every one of their categories. Like, that was just such a good match in and of itself. But
let me see. I mean, what else? Once again, this isn't to knock on it. That we still think it's a good thing, but the award show itself, like, I'm still like, it was a question we got brought up. Like, the award shows are to celebrate. Right, like like it gives you an opportunity to do a lot of things. Helps you embolden the community. Right, celebrate wins, celebrate different components of the show, promoting the industry itself. Right, I
think it gives an opportunity for people to be like, oh, that's my favorite player.
Exactly,
my favorite this.
Engagement and all that.
The They've Got Next category is an opportunity for that, but it's only the one. It's
the only one, and it's just players. Like, you could have also gone to the level of production people that are doing stuff and supporting tournaments. Those are like unsung fucking heroes. In the community, the guys that are like bringing their stuff or setting up and building and making streams happen, right? Like, we celebrated Spooky for this, and it's still going on. It's just like, we're not, and there's so many of us. It's like, now there's like, and I'm like, here's an opportunity to do it for production. Here's an opportunity to do it for players, for commentators, right? Like, for just tournament organizers as well. Show some love to up and coming tournaments too.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, it's community noted. It's a missed opportunity. That's what I'm going to say.
But you know what we got?
It feels like a huge missed opportunity. But what did we get? What did we get?
Best dressed. Who the fuck wore a tie, a suit?
Superlatives. Woo.
Hey, presented by Zenny. Come on, dog. Like, that is just, you know what that is? Time to make that ad money. Time to, you know what? We got to pay for Evo France.
We just had this discussion with Ja, and That's dude, the more
the more that I look at it, the more I'm like, yo, you're not wrong here. And and the biggest flag to put on, and we'll just put a close on it, is the content creator one. That was hilarious. Don't get me wrong. The content creators here are absolute content creators. Sajam, Justin Wong, Brian F, Broski, Diaphone. Who are you gonna have next year?
I'm gonna put Diaphone though. I voted.
I'll put Diaphone too. I'll vote Diaphone because he's like 6'8". And also, he also jumped on our show way before he started blowing up. So shout out to Diaphone for being a real one.
But that is not the only reason. Stop it. The reason is he doesn't just hit record. He doesn't just say, "Hey YouTube." He has 2 channels.
Well, he does. He actually does. Hold on. He actually does go, "Hey YouTube."
But like, yeah, but that's the meme. You have to. But like, he hits records, but he also has other things that he tries. Like, everybody had their reaction to the Mai trailer, which we're gonna get into. But he had his reaction to the Mai trailer where he had to try not to look at certain spots.
Yeah, it's creative, right? He has a little bit of
that's the word. Yes.
There's some creative content there.
Not to say that Satan's not creative. You got Will It Kill.
Not to say Justin Wong's not creative. I mean, Marvel 2 videos, that's great. You already have that as content of the year.
Next Up happened, but that wasn't nominated, and it should have been over his Marvel 2 streams.
Yes. Facts. Next Up should have been nominated over the Marvel 2 shit. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Next Up was the pinnacle of like, I'm going to get participants in, and I'm gonna, from the community, and I'm gonna give back. How the fuck is that not celebrated?
Missed opportunities, yeah.
So the intention was there, but I feel it's not. It's not executed correctly, to be perfectly honest. Like, from seeing it from the outside and from being in the game, like, I'm like, some of these are great, but some of these I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't. Who gives a shit about best dressed? Who the fuck cares? I like the best tech, the stick one way better than who the fuck put on a goddamn shirt. We're gonna who put on deodorant next year? Is that what we're gonna do?
Listen,
who comb their hair? To ECT. Best comb over.
I went to ECT and I walked by Logan Sama, and never in my mind did I think he was best dressed. Not that he's not, but it's just never went through my mind.
And guess what? Ironic part, how the fuck am I supposed to see your whole fit when you're a commentator? Half the time, I'm only seeing from your chest up. You could not be wearing pants. You could be doing the Ron Burgundy. And I'd be like, was he best dressed? I wouldn't know.
I'm like,
it's just such a fluff category. It's shit like that. I'm like, come on, dog. Come on.
It feels like high school superlative. Now, granted, again, we don't want to knock. It's just the fact is, we would like it for it to be better executed, and I think there's just missed opportunities. We just want things to be better, and we're not just blowing smoke up our ass to say we want things better.
And I hope we get another one next year.
Yep.
But we'll see how this turns out.
Only if
like I said, it's yeah. Only if we're in it. Yeah,
only if we're in it. We want it next year.
Next year. Thank you, Evo Awards.
Yeah, who's flying out to Vegas? Like, none of us. We're still here in our room with an award.
That'll be
how
signs.
We share it. Like, no.
But yeah, no. Regardless, so we'll have to see how the Evo Awards end up being. So definitely gonna watch it February 15th, going alongside with the rest of the announcements for the extended lineup for Evo 2025. That's it. We want to know what you guys are voting for. If you guys checked out the categories, I know I've already said like, hey, what are you guys doing for Evo? Right. If your game made it in, but there's a lot of questions I gotta ask you guys. Yeah. We've been away for like a week.
It's Evo season already. We got it coming in May. We got it coming in August, and then another in October. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
You around the clock. All right, so we're gonna be taking a quick break, guys. When we come back, we got some Mai, we got some Conan, we got some DLC to talk about, man. Some new game releases to talk about. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I'm cooled off, but we're about to get heated up real quick. We finally got the Mai Gameplay just trailer show off that happened. I think it was it like last week? Yeah, it's literally like a week ago today. It would have been fresh as soon as we hit the episode last week, but I think having some time to actually look at it helped a whole lot out. Mai. I'm not even saying her name. That's just me saying Mai. She looks good.
Yeah, no, she looks great.
son. Like next, she looks dangerous.
Some of that stuff just looked like it. I'm glad it works.
Yes, exactly. Some of that, I'm like, you know what? The projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is gonna be some dirt McGirt, bro. And we're throwing Drive Rush behind it. Oh, right. Guess what? And if that doesn't get nominated for meme or best move for next year at Evo Awards, I don't know what will.
Yeah, well, you know what else is like? The first thing I noticed was like the costume design already because we never got any inclination that we were gonna get the costume from City of Wolves.
Yes.
The first thing we saw was that. Yeah. That was the first thing I saw and noticed. I'm like, okay, so we are going to City of Wolves and sort of the throwback like we did with Terry. That's cool. But I'm more looking forward to, and something I always hearkened on about Street Fighter is that this Street Fighter has always had its sort of, how do I say, the difficulty levels. Like you can see the difficulty in Mai through this trailer.
Oh, she got layers, dog.
Right.
She got layers.
Yeah.
It's like simple, but there's like there's depth in there. Not to say there aren't characters that have it, but like this is a very straightforward way of showing you like, yo, projectile here, jump there. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, I saw that fan do that. I just kept seeing Angie in my eyes. I was like, oh no. I'm like, but wait, I could play this.
But if
huge chest and projectile that bounces up, it's definitely Angie.
Right. But if you're not sharp-eyed, you're gonna miss that she had an install as well. And you'll be like, oh, she had an OD move or something maybe. But no, that's not the case. Like there's an install, it grants you like extra fireball stuff, which you also have to be aware because there's OD fireballs that there's levels to fireballs.
The parameters.
We've been playing this game for 2 years. Yeah.
Well, what are the levels, right? If you have a standard fireball, you do a fireball, I do a fireball. No matter how many hits, they are the same level, right? The one with more hits at that level wins.
Right.
If I use an OD or an EX fireball, that is one hit versus your projectile that's multiple hits, my EX will always win because it's like the rock paper scissors. So the only way then you beat an EX or an OD is with another EX or OD of the same or more hits. Yeah. That's the general projectile rules in Street Fighter 6.
Yes, it is changed from old times.
Yes, yeah, where EX just beats everything out no matter what.
And then supers just eat them up.
And then supers are like, that's cute. First of all, I want to know, and I am fiending to know because the trailer started off at 28 seconds with the killer, right? Round 1 before fight happened. Those two, Chun-Li and Mai. DI'd each other and just like, they cancel each other out. I was like, oh my God. Is this even just an inkling to fucking special intros? Please, Capcom. I'm begging you. I think I've begged almost every year. Please bring back special intros. And these two have iconic special intros to boot. And I'm like, the fact that they went the extra mile, I'm like, either you're teasing us or you just, you threw it in there, which is also like, if it doesn't happen, that fucking sucks. But bro, don't give me hope.
Yeah.
Don't give me hope.
I don't know why they teased that at all.
Because the weird thing about it is because they ended up not in neutral. They're not in neutral distance. So I was like, you can't now you have a specific character combination that can be picked that then changes the starting gambit of a game. I'm like, that's weird. So that's why I'm like a little on the fence on it.
It could be, that's another point. It could be a new mechanic at the start that if your opponent is doing it and you're doing it at the same time and you don't know that they are, then it can happen like you said, opening gambit or a mulligan, so to speak.
Yeah, but you would think if your opponent is always like in a better situation closer to you, they'll never do it. Like they'll never do it, right? But yeah, that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of Mai's kit, I mean, projectiles. She's got some good buttons too, man. They feel like they're kind of slowish. Like I'm getting the Terry effect on some things, but it's her specials. It's her specials for me that are just like, DP, projectile, her kind of I don't know what you call it, like her scarf swing that does like the fire around it, right? That she used it a couple of times. Is it quarter circle back punch?
I believe so. At least in CVS it was.
It's at like 55 seconds. It's like it's one of those specials where it's like you space it out properly. You can do some good. It's like almost like a footsie tool in itself. On knockdown, looks like there's setup for it. Afterwards, you get to see a little glimpse of it. But yeah, she looks like she's gonna have like a fun time. She feels dangerous wherever. That projectile, like I've harkened on it a bunch of times, but there's a reason, bro. That projectile looks sick. Her super carry looks also insane. Ridiculous. The corner carry from mid-screen. Like, yo.
Yeah. They kind of tried not to show Oki. This is the funny part.
But you know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is.
I mean, you get caught looking, you know. But she had a floaty jump. One thing I wanted to comment on was she had like what looked like Kasumi buttons from like DOA 2. I only played DOA 2, guys. Leave me alone. And 5, but nobody played. I mean, a lot of people played 5. Let me stop. All right, moving on. Big
Dame's rolling over in his grave somewhere.
I know. 36, he's rolling over in the skies. He's a flight attendant. 36 in the video, she has what looks to be not the side exchange, but the sort of second lane sort of thing that we saw Terry have.
Yes, that was a call out because she used to be able to kick you into different
lanes
of the stage. If you read, for those that remember OG KOF or excuse me Fatal Furies, you can actually like knock people into different like axes of, you know, there's like the back lane and then there's like the foreground and background. Like her kick was able to force that, and they kind of made an homage to it here where like you said, she kicked Chun-Li and she actually kind of like goes from back to forward to the proper plane, which I thought was pretty dope.
I lied, they showed one Oki tool. So after she does the super at about 103, she threw a fireball with the install. And it was like
it's
drive rush behind overhead,
and gross. This character, gross. One of my favorite parts actually that I was like, yo, her juggle situation is kind of wild.
Wait, which juggle? Juggle or jiggle?
Both.
Sorry. Okay,
at 139, where she's actually fighting against Ryu and like kind of fireball war him. She anti-airs or she air to airs him. He falls onto her flaming projectile. Juggles with EX afterwards into the air to another EX into then super into then corner carry. I was like, son,
layers,
steezing girl. Those legs are thick for a reason. She's been working out. I'm hyped. I'm actually hyped. I'm so hyped that I actually now with this controller and this character being coming out, I'm probably just gonna play. I'm gonna play some Street Fighter 6 for sure, and I'm gonna play her. Like,
it's definitely a fresh new take, and it's like it doesn't feel like a guest character at this point.
No, that's the thing. She doesn't like, because she's hitting kind of like those, you know, really straightforward mechanics, but there's just like a lot in there.
And we've seen Mai in a lot of 3D games, so like we don't really get to see her outside of like obviously the KOF games where she's normally there. But we've seen Terry in everything that we were like, what's gonna make it in? What's not gonna make it in? What's it gonna play like? And obviously, you see Riddles using Terry in both Street Fighter and in Smash, and he's been doing really well. I don't know if you saw the latest High Fight. I think shared one of his matches in TNS last week where he pulled off this huge comeback on Knuckle Dew. I definitely go recommend seeing that. But like Terry did he translate well? I think so, but like he ended up not being as overly popularly used.
Yeah, I feel like he was he was a little clunky in the beginning. I think is what it was. The patch kind of narrowed him in. But if Mai comes out swinging, the way she's swinging here, they were like, oh, okay, let's make sure we come correct here. But yeah, just to finish things out, like what a the trailer just had a great presentation, and it's crazy because I only got to see her face at the end. I did not see anything. I did not see her face the whole time. But yo, the look though, the super finish and the way that she was looking, I was like, I keep forgetting. I'm like, yo, this bitch is dangerous. Like she could just murder you. I know she's like bubbly and Andy and all that. I want to get married and all this, but I'm like, yo, she's a fucking assassin.
That level 3 was super impressive. Like it reminded me of
get it twisted.
Excuse me. Sorry, you killed me there. She killed me and you killed me. But that level 3 was almost like Samurai Showdown-esque. Even her song that they released today was very Samurai Showdown-esque as well. But it was also a throwback to her themes. All of just everything about this trailer was like, all right, guys, we get it. You're upset, but we want to just put this out there.
I'm gonna just put this out there. I can't wait for the YouTube thumbnails that they use all the reactions from all the characters from that super where they're just like,
oh yeah,
this jury beat me up.
Yeah.
It's like calling it now. It's great YouTube content. Great YouTube thumbnail content there. But yeah, Mai, she's looking fabulous. She's gonna be coming out February 5th, man. February is looking to be one hell of a time. I guess that's when I'm gonna be coming back. And then all we got left afterwards, Elena. Yep. Lena.
We'll
see how. Well, yeah, we'll see. We don't know. Well, spring, but we don't know exactly when. But yeah.
Listen, I think it's still a little too late. We were supposed to have a tournament with a Mai only tournament at our local, but she's coming out 3 days after that tournament, so we had to delay. So I mean, it's really mistimed, but you know, all is forgiven, especially since the face thing that we were all freaking out about. All is forgiven, I believe.
Yeah. So Mai is not the only DLC character that's coming through and swinging. We're of course talking about Venom. You thought I was going to talk about Conan first.
I did. You got me. Yeah.
No. It's just a quick PSA on Venom. We did get an announcement or a message from ArcSys. Venom's actually getting delayed. Venom was initially due to be out early 2025. In other words, like around this time. That's been postponed to now end of March. They, and I quote, are stating, originally planned for early 2025 release. It would be changed in order to provide the best quality possible. AKA, bro, we got to work on a trigonometry, geometry, all this shit. Because Venom is a complex character to kind of try to translate into Strive. And it's very easy to make it very overbearing. And listen, I don't know about you. I don't got a problem blocking balls all day. Pause. But I think they just want to come out swinging. He want him swinging with his pull cue very well. I think also a part of it has to do with the network thing. They did state that they are also working on the network patch and working on the quality of the network as to the feedback that people have been giving ArcSys for a while. Makes you still think a little bit about that 3v3 mode. Maybe you should have worried about Team of 3 until after you got your Team of DLC out. Just saying.
My take is that maybe sort of put out a trailer of what you're working on.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me some visuals. Give us some visuals.
Give us a tease, maybe. But again, you're right. It could be that they don't know how to work what they've worked before. Maybe it worked easier in previous games, but just not in this game.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're completely rehashing his design like they did Testament.
Exactly. Or Johnny as well, right? Like, and how Johnny's working now.
But my favorite comment was the first one you see underneath this tweet is just Bobby and Hank Hill, and Bobby's just like, "Don't talk to me, Dad."
Yeah, people. Venom is a fan favorite, so a lot of people are waiting for him to come out. Sucks that it's gonna be a release, but hey, at the same time, thank you ArcSys for being at least transparent and be like, "Yo, we're trying to make sure it's good." I'd hate for them to come out with a character that did not work well, right? Like you'll get, we already saw how people butchered Potemkin. They're like, yo, you guys fucked them up, and then they had to revert that shit. They don't want that happening again. They don't want that, especially on a DLC character. They're not gonna want that. All right, so now we're gonna be swinging swords like Conan, because we're gonna talk about Conan in MK1.
Okay, the game does say Conan, which is weird.
Yeah, ever since you said it, I didn't notice. Then I cannot not notice it.
Yeah, I've been looking for like GIFs to post of like Conan O'Brien as Conando. I don't know.
Conando. Just go to what's it called? Get on your AI and see if you can combine them both and just start messing around. Yeah. All right. So we initially we ended up getting actually a Chaos Reigns like official gameplay trailer, and around that same time we also ended up getting a combat cast for the character. Listen, we joke a lot about stiffness in animations for MK, and this is clearly Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, big, buff, and he's swinging the blade. There is like a level of stiffness here that I'm like, a part of me is like, I get it, but a part of me is like, damn, did he have to be that rigid? But I'm like, it's a lot of muscle. Once you get to a certain point, it's like you can't even scratch your own back, because I'm like, all right.
I mean, listen, it's never looked better. This game looks fantastic. It looks great. It's graphics-wise fantastic. But man, does it look like I can crouch under everything he does?
Yeah, he's got a lot of highs. So they explained to the combat cast, my man's got some highs because
he's got grabs though. Yeah.
I love that he could grab his cameo and just toss. That shit had me dying. He was like, yo son, I need a projectile.
I felt
and he just chucks him or some shit. Oh my god,
that intro felt like he had some like if you had 3D glasses you're screwed, like with the sword just in your face. I don't know if you saw that in the intro.
Yeah,
but he's honestly He looks like a character people will like. I think I don't want to say it's an outdated reference, but man, I don't think
it's a reach.
It's far back, you know.
Yeah.
Like even watching the movie, it's very primitive.
Even for us, yeah. Like.
But there are.
Let me see.
There are
I'm trying to see when it came out. Hold up.
I think it was early 80s, maybe late
1982,
70s.
dog. I wasn't even born yet.
Neither was I. But again, I can't see this and say, oh yeah, I know the references. Like you got to look up all these other YouTube videos to find the references.
Oh yeah, my YouTube search. Wife is gonna be like, "What you really watching a lot of Conan lately?" I'm like, I'm just trying to figure things out, babe.
But did he have a res like a Jason res? You saw that in the middle of the video?
Yeah, I was actually looking back to see if I don't know if it was actually in the combat cast. I don't think they did. Yeah. Because I had forgotten it wasn't a trailer because it was like towards the end. It's just like at that point I was already looking at I was trying to look at details and such. But yeah, they didn't seem to cover it in the in the trailer itself, or in the combat cast. So I'm like curious as to some of these mechanics. It seems like he might have some Jason-esque type of revival or resurrection, which I mean that's also kind of some of these DLC characters with having like being able to kind of skip mechanics or certain things.
Hold on, did I say Jason? I meant to say it's Terminator because he had Terminator stuff from the last game.
I thought you meant Jason because Jason had a resurrection, version of it. But so the Terminator, you're right.
Exactly. Had to keep it canonical for Conanical, you know what I'm saying?
Conanical.
Conan canon, you know? Yeah.
Which once again, by the way, Arnold not being the voice is what it is.
He did
what it is. Yeah. The Governator is not here. But yeah, like they didn't explain every single component in it, but like, yeah, the guy has a lot of highs. His gear is the sword. That's it. It's the sword. I think they said they might be changing his trunks and his his boots a little bit, but like it's mainly the sword. The guy does got a lot on. You don't got a lot to work with here. All right. Arnold knew what he was doing. Right. Anyway, yeah, he's got a lot of highs. He's got some mix too, like and plus frames on some of his strings. I'm like, yo, they're like, hey, he worked out for this. Liu Kang's looking like a baby next to this guy.
I do want to say I do like
plus frames on those boots.
I do like the fact that he can run stop. He's got like the deflection. Like it's almost like certain characters in certain video games have like tools to fight everyone. And sure, they have their weaknesses, but man, did they showcase in the trailer what he can fight and how he can fight like people that are keep away-esque. And I mean, the run stop was crazy looking. There's one combo that's just there at the like 2 minute and a half mark or 2 minute mark that just doesn't end. And he has restands. Like you already know restands.
Oh yeah, and he's got restands. Yeah, restands. He's got projectile counters. He's got regular physical counters, launchers. He's got chargeable launchers. Like my man has plenty.
A fireball,
the fireball fatal blow. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. He just swung that in the whole. It was like a Marvel 2 super, basically what it felt like. It was just like, yo,
the fatality this time. I'm sorry, the fatal blow this time looked like a fatality. Like nuts. But then the whole it felt like Kotal Khan with the fatality they did show with like the bowl of soup.
Soup. That's what that was. That was some soup.
Yeah.
The second fatality is out there. You can check it out on YouTube. Some content creators have been able to show it off. Yeah. Some of them have been able to show it off and all there. But yeah, so Conan's coming out. He's actually coming out. Technically, by the time this episode comes out, today he'll be out. I think he's available. I don't know if that's actually the early access availability. I gotta double check if you get it for being for actually having like the DLC at first, but like the whole season pass. But it didn't
early access. Yes, the 21st.
Okay, 21st. So you got what, like 3 days? It's like 3 days or a week before it releases out to the masses. So if you already have the season pass, you can swing all you want and see the gnarliness that is Conan. Like I said, his mix-up game was kind of gross because he can literally just guess and have you guess as to what he's gonna do and then get rewarded for it.
And he has Injustice ass launchers. Like and buttons.
Probably one of the highest launchers in the game.
Yeah, like it looks like he's got those back threes and down threes and forward threes that we used to.
The classics, the universal joints.
Now, if you can armor them, you can dash out of them. So hey, maybe they're doing Injustice callouts. I don't know what's happening.
Injustice 3 confirmed Evo. just have to see.
I don't know. Let me get one of those WB calls where they leak information.
All right. So we've got just a couple more things to just finish up for this episode. Some things to call out. More specifically, I guess when we're talking about games right now, I mean we can't not talk about Virtua Fighter.
Yeah.
So Virtua Fighter had some, we covered the announcement, right, that happened earlier in the year, but Virtua came out like in the most not really unusual, because like when I realized it, I was like, oh, it makes sense, but it was like I did not expect to get gameplay, and even then, let me put an asterisk on that too. Shown off at CES that just went down, right, the big consumer electronics show, and showing off all the crazy new stuff that's coming, especially NVIDIA being a big component there, and announcing the new 50 series cards. With that, Virtua Fighter had a big component to it, because Virtua Fighter was like the first game they like utilized NVIDIA, either it was CUDA or just like some of the earliest iterations of their cards with, and that's like what helped drove Virtua Fighter. That's why I said Virtua Fighter's got like his hands on a lot of history, not just fighting games, but in tech as well. And they were celebrating that. They celebrated that with the announcement, and they brought it up on stage or talked about it on stage, and showed off some new footage we hadn't seen before.
Right.
For the game, and how the power of NVIDIA is going to help unlock this game. Bro, if you need a 5090 just to run this fucking game, I would actually not be surprised, because some of this animation I was seeing, I was like, yo, like we know fighting games. I would say we know fighting games to a degree. One player on one side, one player on another. We got health bars, and we got animations, and they're pretty predetermined as to what they're going to look like. It doesn't change. The 12 frame animation of this kick is going to be the same no matter what, wherever you press it. Even though there is a big, the subtitle saying pre-development in engine footage, not actual gameplay. I'm trying to understand the direction, because this is some of the most dynamically, if it is dynamically animated fight scene for a fighting game ever.
Even the words had shadows on them.
Wait, what?
Yes, at the part where there's when he's walking up to him and it says Ryuga Gotoku Studio.
Oh yeah, it looked like it was ray traced right on the guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, good point. That's funny.
But like, what I'm trying to say is, like, yes, you're talking about all of those details. There is not a wasted space in the entire stage. I mean, they show the stage moving around like a regular Virtua Fighter used to do that all the time. It was just like, go around the stage. I mean, they were one of the first 3D games back in Sega Saturn days. So something that we did talk about before the show was just like, how do you reinvent this? How do you reinvent the wheel to sort of be this way when you've already innovated back in the day? And you want to make a Virtua Fighter 6, or do you want to make a new Virtua Fighter? Which I was telling my brothers, like, again, they're casual guys. This feels like it could be something that everybody could play at an RPS level. Like, they were in DOA, which was already RPS. Throws beat guards, counters beat punches, and punches beat grabs. So, like, is this going to be an RPS? Is there going to be like a guard button? So something we're reacting to is like how they're interacting with each other. Like, are you actually winning a fighting game, or are you playing a sort of not a guessing, but like a prediction game? Like, how does this change the dynamic of a fighting game in general?
Yeah. Like, just if this is how they're trying to pitch it, and like you said, like, Virtua Fighter innovates. Like, they're very clear with the event that they were like, hey, we're bringing Virtua Fighter back, but we're not just gonna bring it back to bring it back. Like, we've got so many things that we want to realize and things that we want to achieve with the game. It'll still be love for the original players that, in the community about the game, but we're coming out with something very unique. And like, you wouldn't come out with like a new Virtua Fighter if they were just gonna slap up 2 characters on the screen and just give them health bars and just like go at it, right? With maybe some tweaks and mechanics. No, I feel like they're coming with like a kind of like, they're trying to come out with like a new philosophy almost for fighting games, which is freaky, but with tech to support that. Because at the end of the day, that's what you need. You need the tech to actually back what your idea is and make it a reality. If this is the direction they're going with, like, I'm not saying I'm worried. I'm just fucking mind boggled, because like, I can look at a game I can look at a fighting game and be like, I understand this, get it. I'm like, you know, if the direction is how they're trying to make this fluidity, this dance between two fighters, you and your opponent happen, I'm like, son, the layers. And I'm like, how do you translate that to a button press? How do you translate that to a gameplay? How do you translate that to frames? Shout out to Jao. That was like one of his questions he had. He was like, bro, how do you translate this in frames? Because frame data has always been something constant. Why is it constant? Because, like I said earlier, no matter what, that 17 frame kick is going to come out in 17 frames, the exact animation, no matter what happens, right? Like, that's just what it is. A far from a close one is going to be different, right? In some games, there's a rule like that. In this game, it's like, if this is the direction we're doing, like, and the animations are this dynamic, how's frame data going to work? And if frame data is supposed to still work that way, like, how many combinations am I thinking about here?
Is it even about that anymore? Right. Yeah.
Is it even about that anymore? Exactly. That's why I'm like, man, these developers are either cooking something wild and really are just gonna come to the gates with something completely next level, and they're gonna have the backing of NVIDIA and whatever they're, you know, because they're doing a big push on like AI and stuff with their cards and all. That's a whole other topic. Like, are they, you know, using that to utilize it? And then, shit, man, Virtua Fighter tournaments are gonna be like, yo, you need we poverty now, but like, yo, you need to run Virtua Fighter 6. Yeah, that'll be $5,000 per setup, sir, because you need a 5090 minimum. Need AI traced frames to make this work. So it was crazy to watch.
I'm thinking the concept. I didn't get to watch. I only see this, you know, official gameplay concept video. I didn't get to hear, listen, or see what the developers were talking about in their videos. I'll be honest, but it seems to me, I'm slowing it down for the way this is played. It looks like it's to be. By the way, 30 seconds in the round. Wild. By the end, it was
final,
like
not final, but yeah,
right. But again, it could just be placeholders. But it seems like it's sort of based on like successful sort of blocking / guessing. So sort of successful, I guess, defense or successful offense. Like the person messed up a few times and you will get punished. You know, like you'll get punished for it. Like when he's punching and kicking and misses something, and then it's like, oh, he got kicked here. That's the punish on the ground. And then, all right, now the camera changes. This is the next phase.
Yeah.
He's knocked down. Do the thing that hits OTG. Nope, I have to evade. How do I evade? Okay, that's my evade buttons. And then starts over. Then you go into like the whole like, all right, more blocking, more defensive play. I missed the defensive play of this crazy player, and I got punished for it, for putting out 2 punches. But I don't see any, it's too fluid. I don't see any sort of like thought process of the player going into it.
I know,
you know what I mean?
So once again, this is stated as its in-game engine. Yes. It's not actual gameplay, but they wouldn't be showing off this the way it is if it wasn't like, this is what, like at least a semblance of what we want to make.
Right. So I'm excited for it because I want it to be like this.
Right, exactly. That's the thing.
We would love fighting games to look like a Jackie Chan film or a John Wick film,
you know, is that the next level? Is that where we're at right now? Like, that's the part. That's what has me hooked. Yeah, is that possibility? Because, you know, don't get me wrong, I love our fighting games of today, but they're going to evolve. Like they need to evolve, and naturally, this is the direction that makes sense to us, because we've talked about it all the time. Like, you know, a fighting game, you know, a match is nothing but a dance between two people, you know, and decision making in those 99 seconds or whatever. By the way, those seconds are wrong. They're way too fast. I double checked the time. It's like, I was like, yo, 19 seconds went by. It's like, oh no, it's actually 15 real seconds. So it's like a little fast.
Is that Mortal Kombat speed?
Yeah,
I have it currently on like half speed, so I have no idea how fast it was actually going.
It's way.
I was watching
way
it slow. Okay,
it's way too fast. But yeah, like that. That's gonna be a natural evolution. So that's what has me intrigued. Whether or not it's Virtua Fighter, like it could have been any IP that comes out like trying to do this, I'd be excited. The fact that it's Virtua Fighter is why I'm like, shit, they could actually do this. Like these guys are really about it. Like and consider they also have like the OG team behind it as well. Like I'm excited. Yes, this was gameplay that really had me on the edge of my seat. Don't get me wrong. We had all these announcements going on, but Virtua Fighter, this gameplay was in the back of my head since it got shown.
it's so weird. I sent it to my brothers, like, yo, check this out. If this is gonna be like this, it's crazy. He never saw it. And then like a week later, he texts me or he sends me the footage like, yo, this is crazy. I hope it looks like this. I'm like, do I expose him and say I already sent this to you? But no, you're right. It does look good. I agree. But low-key, I was like, come on, man. I know I was trying to hype you up, but no. So obviously there are people that are talking about this. This video currently has on IGN 840,000 views. And like, there's some sort of dynamic to this that's not as flashy. It is fluid. It is something that's new to the fighting.
It's like 20
genre.
seconds.
Right.
20
but
seconds
like,
too.
It's so capturing. It's sort of like when I first saw Splinter Cell and how the dude was, you know, standing on top of the stage. Like, there's those game-breaking moments that you've had throughout the years of like different stuff you've seen at expos. That you're like, that it comes back to this. Like, we're going to be talking about this pre-footage for a while. Like when we first saw Street Fighter 4, you know?
Yeah. You know what's the best part? This is going to be some kids' introductory to fighting games. They're going to see this, and then they're going to look back and be like, oh my God. Street Fighter 6 was just so rigid. Oh my God, look at Tekken. It looks so bad compared to like if they go this whole fluidity route, right? They're going to look at it and see like it's so stiff. That's crazy how the next generation is going to feel about this. But how do you guys feel about it? We want to hear from you guys. How do you guys feel about the Virtua Fighter 6 gameplay? Are you sold on it? Have you not touched a Virtua Fighter before? Do you think this dynamic of crazy fluid animation looking like a Jackie Chan film Imp Man shit is the way to go? Let us know. We're going to be posting up. That's going to be our question of the week for this. Well, actually for these 2 weeks. We're going to be posting it up. We're going to be posting up all over our social medias. Get involved on that as well as on Discord, which we'll plug in a second. I thought you had something static. I thought you were about to say something. All right. Well, with that, then that's going to be it for this week, guys. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us for our second episode of 2025 here for Double Tap. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Of course, I have been Crash. You can follow me at CrashTagVS on all social media platforms. You can also check out Static Gorilla, my awesome host here at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms as well as on Twitch.
Hello. What am I doing?
What you doing?
Much. I mean, I've been
he's practicing for Marvel at Evo because he's gonna play.
Sure, but man, is it a challenge to want to keep playing Bison or not? Like, Bison is bad but good, but kind of really bad. But it's just
very
the fun.
Toxic relationship there.
Yeah. So I was also going to CEO. Those are some things we want to look forward to. But definitely planning for those. But stream wise, we're going to be doing a bit more of, I know I said backlog stuff, but trust me, I'm trying to get into the swing of things, into a more focused thing. And Crash Tag, eventually I will play Resident Evil randomizer just for you.
Nice. Yeah, for sure, man. It's fun. Make sure, guys, to follow my awesome host here. And also make sure to follow the channel as well as the social medias for Double Tap. We're at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms as well as on YouTube, where we post up a video version of this podcast. You guys can check out some of the, the reactions and the dumb shit that we put on camera here. Maybe me dropping my stuff as I was grabbing that controller earlier. You guys can check it out all right there at Double Tap FGC, as well as check it out on our shorts and all that there. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to see when new episodes come up there. Much appreciated. We have some more content that is going to be coming out for that page, hence why one of our big things why our scheduling is changed up. In the meantime, though, you can also support us. Check out our Discord. You can follow us there. Join. There's been some awesome new members there. Shout outs to all you guys that have been joining in, especially those that have been playing some MK. We're having a great conversation there. It's at doubletap.gg/Discord. Come join. Come say what's up to our awesome community there. Some great guys. I don't know. Maybe we'll check out the Evo Awards together in a voice chat or something. Together. Maybe we'll
February
do something special 15th? For that. February 15th. Yeah, let's see if we can get something together there for our awesome community there. We can hang out and talk some shit. Just chop it up for a little bit. But once again, make sure to follow Double Tap FGC on all those platforms. Also, if you guys want to, we still are doing community episodes. We did one right before the year was over. If there's any specific topic, things you want to also just sit down on an episode and actually talk about, make sure to hit us up on socials. You can DM us there or double tap at mash.gg for our email. You can email us there and let us know what's up. We can coordinate, get something together, and get you guys on the show. And like I said, talk shop there, because it's what we do. It's what we do, what we love, and what we enjoy. And there's plenty of it to go around. In the meantime, though, remember, guys, we'll have another episode in 2 weeks. We are on the bi-weekly schedule. So every other week, we'll have a new episode. Plenty of things to cover. But in the meantime, though, appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Go play some Mai. Go play some Conan. Go play some Venom.
Play some Marvel 3.
I mean, play some Marvel 3. Play what you like. Play what you like. And dress really well. Because that's something we fucking care about in your own home. But in the meantime, though, see you guys on the next episode. All love. Till then, peace.
See you.